The teacher greeted us with a warm smile, as if nothing in the world had cracked. Her office smelled like old coffee and plastic binders. My daughter's voice broke through the air, too bright to be casual. "That's my real dad," she said, pointing at the man beside her. "And that's my mom's ex." She delivered it smoothly, like she'd rehearsed. Proud. No pause, no stumble. Her hand was wrapped in his. His tie hung awkwardly, like he didn't know how to wear one, but wanted the title anyway. The kind of man who hashtag girl dad like it made him noble. I didn't speak, just nodded politely to the teacher, shook her hand with the kind of briefness that signals finality, and walked out. No one followed. By the time I stepped into the parking lot, the cold had already taken hold. Not anger, not sorrow, just silence. That deep, inward kind of silence. The kind that doesn't scream but suffocates. Days later, the auto payment for her braces bounced. Her summer camp application was marked canceled. My ex called that night, her voice cracking mid-sentence, asking what was happening. I listened. I said nothing. She cried. I didn't. It had started gradually. A missed birthday call here. A forgotten school project there. A crayon drawing of Dad, with hair that didn't match mine. A beard I never had. A smile I didn't recognize. Last year, she started calling me by my first name. I let it slide. Kids test things. Try on different versions of reality. But this wasn't curiosity. This was orchestration. Danielle was always good at storytelling. She could dress a betrayal in the language of misunderstanding, rewrite a lie into a complicated truth. I just never thought she'd rewrite me out completely. And now I stood on the edges of my daughter's life, not absent, not abusive, just erased. I reviewed everything, checked bank records. The payment had gone through, but the funds were quietly reversed. On her end, Danielle had taken over, not to help, but to let fail when I didn't intervene fast enough. Sleight of hand, a slow erasure presence. I didn't explode. I documented. I gathered text screenshots, timestamps. I traced the social media posts. Notice dates didn't match stories. Family weekends I was never told about. Father-daughter nights I was supposedly too busy to attend. Pictures of my daughter clinging to a man I'd never met. 3 months after the divorce finalized, the one she now calls Dad. I bought a paternity test, not out of doubt in her, but because I'd started doubting everything else. I needed to anchor myself to something real. The kit sat in my drawer for a week before I used it. She was sleeping the night I swabbed her cheek. Peaceful. She had my eyes. My hand shook, not from fear, but from the restraint it took to stay steady. I mailed it the next morning. While I waited, Danielle messaged me, asking for help with bills, floating half-sincere words about co-parenting and teamwork. I sent a thumbs up. Cold, distant, let her wonder. The email came on a Tuesday, 7:13 a.m. I read it before brushing my teeth. 99.997%. She was mine. But this was never about DNA. This was about identity, memory, legacy. Danielle didn't take her. She rewired her. That evening, I picked my daughter up. Danielle opened the door with red eyes and a ruined expression. I don't know why she said that. She began. I held up my phone. The paternity result highlighted on the screen. She looked at it like it was fire. Then I asked, "How long have you been letting her call him Dad in front of you?" She couldn't answer. Her lips shook. I didn't wait. That night, I dismantled everything we still shared, canceled every joint account, shut down every automatic transfer, switched all my daughter's details to my name, notified her school to contact me directly from now on. Danielle called, frantic. She said our daughter was confused, that I'd ambushed them both. "You can't just cut me out," she sobbed. "I'm not," I said, my voice steady. "I'm just showing you what it feels like." Then I hung up. That weekend, I took my daughter camping. No phones, no stories, no performance. Just her and me. When she smiled, really smiled, it wasn't vengeance I felt. It was reclamation. I didn't ruin Danielle. She did that all on her own. I just stopped shielding her from the truth. Truth has gravity. Once you let it drop, it crushes anything built on illusion. I don't need an apology. I don't want her guilt. I just want the quiet again. Because in the stillness, I am her father. And now, somewhere in her, she knows it, even if the words take time to return.